Hello everyone, my name is Sin Furyheart, and I have a lot to say about Code Vein 2. First of all, it is not a direct sequel to Code Vein, but is more of a revised version of Code Vein 1. Let me explain. From the very start of the game, I noticed a lot of similarities to the first game. It's not just the stories and the characters, the enemies, the way they move and their attacks are very similar to Code Vein 1. Visiting memories of the past is also seen in Code Vein 2. Lou is Code Vein 2's version of EO. Before I continue talking about the rest of the game, I bet you have a very important question in mind. Is Code Vein 2 worth it? The best way I can answer this, if you're a fan of the original game and love what it had to offer, you enjoy Code Vein with revised gameplay from the first game. If you're hoping for something brand new and entirely different from Code Vein 1, then this game is not for you. With that out of the way, allow me to continue with the rest of the similarities that I noticed in Code Vein 2. Code Vein 2's story involves time travel. This is necessary to find a key that will awaken the bosses properly, and as a revenant hunter, it is your mission to slay the heroes in order to stop the world from ending. In Code Vein 1, you had to slay the successors, who were also condemned to a sad fate in order to prevent the world from ending as well. After you defeated one of the bosses at the start of the game in Code Vein 2, you have to pick between saving Noah or not saving him. In the previous game, the first time you had choices was in the Cathedral of Sacred Blood, or the big maze that not everybody was fond of. That was an area you didn't visit from the start of the game, and depending on how many successors you saved would affect what ending you would get. This was a major annoyance in the first game because you just went along with the story and what their goal was at the time. There were no hints or suggestions of what would happen if you didn't save the successor in that area. Code Vein 2 does a way better job by reminding you about the choices you're about to make. I am aware of how they handle Jose's quest, but you can never mess up the requirements to completely finish a hero's main quest. You just have to do another hero quest in order to proceed with the rest of your quest. Blood codes are still in the game and it serves their purpose for allowing you to create builds for certain class types. This is why I love Code Vein in the first place. I enjoy trying out different builds. Playing the role of tank or sword mage has always been one of my favorite roles. When you equip a blood cope, it will increase its proficiency over time and it will unlock a new one. The new one will be stronger and better than the previous cope. You can also talk to Lavinia and get rewards such as boosters. These boosters help increase your stats and also have other abilities as well. The downside is you no longer move skills around like in the first game. They are tied to weapons now. The only way you can organize or move skills around is by accessing the missile and select customized weapon. I have no idea why they thought it was a good idea to put this option in the missile. I do have more complaints about how the abilities are in this game, but I will discuss it later. Jails are the new blood veils and pretty much act the same way just like in Code Vein 2. The character customization has been improved a lot. While I do like how your character looks visually, my only complaint is how wide their faces are, and I kinda wish they had a face adjustment slider.
Took you long enough.
I haven't done this much exploring in a long time. The last console game that I played that had open world exploring was Final Fantasy 15. While I did have fun exploring that world, the maps were pretty large and very empty. Code Vein 2 also has that as well, and I kinda wish the maps were scaled down just a little bit. But it's not entirely a bad decision. The more you explore, the more you can find new weapons, new jail, and new skills. The jump button is nice to have, but I only see its function being useful for exploring, and that's it. The bike that you can travel with is okay, but it feels very clunky to drive. The way it moves is similar to the Regalia from Final Fantasy 15. A new feature in Code Vein 2 is the regional pathos. Accessing these floating statues will allow you to have buffs given to you depending on the region. I think this is great to have and it helps you out with exploring. If you want my honest opinion about the story and the characters of Code Vein 2, the whole use of time traveling is just really handled so poorly here. The game makes you assume you're saving the heroes by going to the past, but you still have to slay them no matter what you do in your first playthrough. By the way, this isn't even a spoiler. There are trailers that show you the bosses in the corrupted versions and hero versions. Lou reminds you that is your mission as well. It just feels so misleading to the audience. I understand that using time traveling is another way to see them in the past before they are sealed away. A small reminder of how we saw the past of the successors in Code Vein 1. I am familiar with the fact that time traveling is complicated, and I have seen it done well in other games or anime. Your actions do change the present timeline for the better. The player is informed of how the world has changed and how it affected other characters in that world. So your trip to the past wasn't a complete waste of time. This is one of the positives that I could praise them for handling, the true ending requirements. You only need to play through the game once, and you're automatically given the default ending. Immediately, you are locked in for the second ending and third ending afterwards. So no more being confused or not sure what is required for the true ending, unlike Code Vein 1, where there are two versions of the true ending. I really thought this was a stupid choice since it's like a very small difference between the two endings. In Code Vein 2, each ending is very different and ties together to fix the major crisis that was destroying this world. The time traveling story element is handled a lot better by going through all three endings. It just takes a lot more work just to see the good ending that you worked so hard for. I need to mention that I ran into a few problems while playing this game. From the character creator demo to the current patch 1.03, I'm only saying this at the time of recording. I also experienced my game crashing one time, but there were a few times the game would freeze. They have announced and planned to fix the performance issues such as action balance adjustments. This issue is about players getting locked in attack animations. From the start of the game, there is a character save slot glitch where it deletes all of your character save slots in the character creator. Thankfully, this has been fixed from a previous patch. One of the skill descriptions is misleading players. The other issue I ran into is a monster was missing from one of the cutscenes. Here is what I mean.
What is this place? Look out!
The other issues I saw were performance issues from other players. Sadly, when it comes to playing any game on PC, there will always be performance issues since everyone has different PC specifications. I started my playthrough with Heavy Blade Melee, but as I continue with the game, Heavy Blade is just too slow. The bosses and enemy just hit so hard while being hyper aggressive. You have very little breathing room to fight back. The AI companions do help a lot, but it can be annoying at times just to heal or even get your buffs going. I am going to assume that you get way better skills later on in the game to help improve the type of class that you are going for. I just stuck with Twin Blades throughout my whole playthrough because I was getting frustrated while getting locked in an attack animation. Please remember that I'm not great at Souls-like games. I've noticed the common complaints about being locked in a battle animation or being staggered really badly from enemies and bosses. I don't know how other players can play this game solo. I wish them the best of luck because triggering backstab is literally 50-50. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I could literally stand behind an enemy and the trigger to backstab never happens. I'm assuming you have to keep attacking them, but it's kind of difficult when there's a very small window opportunity to fight back. Code Vein 1 handled the backstab mechanic very well. I'm disappointed that the dodge skill is tied to your L1 button, but it is also your parry and guard button as well. I have no idea why they changed that. The original setup in Code Vein 1 was fine the way it is. The dodge skill, or umbral shift, is similar to the one in Code Vein, but it feels like it's not as effective in Code Vein 2. Music is just as great as the previous game. The same composer has made a return, bringing back the same soundtracks during the memory or flashback cutscenes. The battle and boss music are pretty great. In all honesty, I feel mixed about my overall experience with Code Vein 2. I think I like the characters from Code Vein 1 than I do with the characters of Code Vein 2. I miss Yakumo, Jack and Eva, Mia, Lewis, and Io. I think the cast of Code Vein 1 grew on me the most, and I just had this strong, biased opinion since it was my first Souls-like games for me. The characters in Code Vein 2 are not really that terrible. I like Lou, Jose, Lyle, Craig, Holly, Valentin, and Yaoiga. And the most memorable character of them all, Zenon. There are some things that this game got right and some things they got wrong. Unnecessary changes from the button layout. I already talked about how the L1 button functions earlier. Blood codes no longer carry skills and are not able to move them around like in the previous games. While the jump button is nice, I think it should be restricted to exploring only. Sometimes I hit the jump button by accident when trying to use a skill instead. The hitboxes for the bosses and enemies are all over the place. And being stuck in attack animation just made the experience not so great in my opinion. I know I struggled with Code Vein 1, but I eventually learned to use skills provided to me and figured out how to win battles from there. Another major annoyance for me was lacking Ichor. Struggling to reapply my buffs and other skills was a hassle due to enemies or bosses just attacking me the moment I stood still for like 1 second. I don't remember struggling with collecting Ichor this much in Code Vein 1, but my playstyle just focused on attacking and only wait for certain times to use drain attacks. It just felt like I was using drain attacks a lot. In return, I would get attacked during a drain attack, losing my chance to restore Ichor. It was very frustrating trying to recover after being knocked down. I think there needed to be more invincibility frames for the player to at least have some advantage in battle. If you ever hear Code Vein 2 players say that it felt like they were participating in a beta test, they are not wrong, because that's what it felt like. This game needed more time. Maybe delay it for a month or a few months more. I'm not entirely upset, just disappointed. I assumed they had plenty of time to make sure the game was playable, but that is not what happened with the final version. When I noticed that only a character creator demo was released and not a proper demo like Code Vein 1, it was pretty obvious that the game was not ready for a proper release. It is strange to me because Code Vein 1 was delayed once and released a demo with at least one boss fight. A demo or any type of beta testing is obviously important to get player feedback this way. It would have been nice if they did that with Code Vein 2. I feel that the devs or Bandai Namco or whoever just got too arrogant because of Code Vein 1's success. As mentioned before, the developers are paying attention to feedback and changes will come. But for now, I highly recommend that you wait for a sale or wait until there are proper changes to the game that is enjoyable, unlike what the experience I had to go through. Thank you all for watching. I hope this video was insightful to you. Discuss in the comments below and share your thoughts about Code Vein 2. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Take care and have a good day.